Hi, this is Randy Morse, founder of AuthorCloud. Mary Ellison of Toronto writes, Randy, what is your policy regarding bookstores? Good question. Very simply put, we do want AuthorCloud titles to find their way to bookstores whenever possible, despite the fact that we're a web-based publisher and despite the fact that we are going to offer our authors' works in electronic and audio form as well as print. So having said that, AuthorCloud is anything but a traditional publisher. So we will never go the traditional route of seeing the printing and binding of thousands of copies of a particular book, warehousing those books, then going out to the trade and working hard to sell them. That's an extremely expensive process, and frankly it's a process that's rooted in a 600-year-old technology. Gutenberg started it, that no longer really applies in the 21st century, a century that's seen the burgeoning of the web and other digital technologies. So we're not going to go that route. However, we do want to support our authors, and we do want to support their desire to see their books in bookstores whenever possible. And very importantly, speaking personally, I have a tremendous respect for booksellers. I personally love going into a good bookstore. And so we want to find a way of supporting both our authors and booksellers, but not going down that traditional route, that Gutenbergian route, if I can put it that way. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make all AuthorCloud published titles available to booksellers and libraries at a flat 60% discount off suggested retail. That's 60%. That's an extraordinarily high discount, one that we think will be very attractive to many booksellers, let alone libraries. But here's the kicker. It's not going to be the case that AuthorCloud titles are what the industry refers to as returnable. That is, when a bookseller or library orders a copy of one of our books, that book must be prepaid. The purchase is made online at the AuthorCloud site, then is shipped to the bookseller or library. In that way, we are able to print on demand, which is the modus operandi that we're going to be following when it comes to our print resources. It allows us to know that when a title is ordered, it's actually sold, very important for our authors. And at the same time, because the discount is so high, I think that it shows a level of respect for the bookseller's need to stay in business, make a profit, that we hope will mitigate somewhat the fact that these books are not returnable. So the way this might work goes something like this. We're going to be producing quarterly catalogs for each of our 4 genres, really nicely produced 4-color catalogs, which will be fired off at no charge to any bookseller or even library, but especially bookseller who would like some. Those could be placed at the counter next to the cash register, and when a customer comes up to the counter, there the catalogs will sit. Someone might pick one up, see the AuthorCloud Romance 2011 Spring Catalog, for example, see an intriguing title, perhaps a fun biography about an interesting sounding author, query the bookseller, that leads to an order. So in a case like that, the bookseller is essentially looking at a sold book before she or he places the order to AuthorCloud. And of course these orders can be placed in quantities as low as 1 copy. But the 60% discount remains, whether it's an order for 1 copy or 1,000 copies. Now, this approach will not be to the liking of some booksellers and libraries, but we think for others it will. And we hope it charts a fair and reasonable new path into a logical and fair way of building a relationship between writers, AuthorCloud the publisher, and the retail trade as we move forward into the second decade of what I believe is going to be a very exciting century for writing and reading. So thanks very much for the question. I hope that satisfactorily answers it. I would be delighted to hear from you if you have any questions or opinions on this policy, especially those of you out there who happen to be booksellers. Just drop me a line at info@authorcloud.com and I'll be happy to get back to you with a response. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching this and have a great day.